Saving is far more difficult than investing. Welcome to Subramani. I have always said this, that to do well in life or to create wealth in life, you have to study well or do some skill well, because of which you earn well. There is no denying that if you don't earn well, you cannot save well. Earn well, spend sensibly, maybe frugally, whatever, save and convert that into investment. All these steps are necessary. So what is the probability that you outdo a Warren Buffett or a Rakesh Jhunjhunwala in your investment skills? I don't know, but very few people can do that kind of investment for over such a long period of time. In case of Rakesh, maybe it is about 35-40 years. In case of Buffett, it is about 80 years. So to be able to get a decent return, I'm not talking of a sensational 30% and 25% IRR. I'm talking of even a decent return over a long period of time on a sustained basis is not very easy. Not very many of us will be able to do it. So you have to assume that your fund will grow depending on your asset allocation. If you put 20% in equity, then only 20% can grow at a rate greater than inflation. The others are not growing at a rate greater than inflation. So very important about your asset allocation. But this video is not about asset allocation. This video is about saying how much you can save. That is far more important. Now take a case where you and your wife are both earning, let's say, 6 lakh rupees each. So 12 lakh rupees is what you're earning. And I'm not talking about taxation and things like that. You're staying with your parents and your father is very well off. So you're not paying any money for even for your own food and electricity and all that. So that's how it is. I'm not getting into whether you should. This is not about that. So out of the 12 lakhs, you and your wife live very frugally and you're able to save, say, 9 lakhs or 10 lakhs, right? You're able to save 10 lakhs. Now you have to convert that 10 lakhs into investing. That we will talk about separately. Now you take the typical person who is earning 12 lakhs, paying rent, staying in a different place, sending money to his parents, etc. He is investing maybe 2 lakhs. So the chances are that out of the 2 lakhs, he converts the 2 lakhs into investments. You convert the 10 lakhs into investments. You have a head start over him or her, right? That is what happens. You have got to learn to save more and then convert that into an investment. Now, if you're 22 years of age, should you be putting your money in an index fund? I really don't know, because I will give completely different advice to different people. I would tell a very prosperous looking boy or a prosperous boy earning well to go and maybe fund a few startups with friends, etc. Right? So that is not a very sensible thing to do if you are hand to mouth and you're trying to create your first investment. You have to create an emergency fund. You have to repay some loan which your father had taken for your sister's marriage. Then your position is very different. But both the people have to learn one thing, that is to save well. Saving well means earning well and living frugally. Now, I know a lot of people, I'm going to get trolled saying that, what is the point in doing all that if you can't buy whatever you want to buy? The question is not whether buying whatever you want to buy. The question is having the ability to buy what you want to buy. You need not buy it, right? When I go into a restaurant, it is not a question of what I can afford. Maybe I can afford to buy every dish on the menu. Does not mean I buy everything. I buy according to my need. So you live as per your need and keep your needs to a sensible level. It is completely up to you as to what choice of life you want, right? I have a choice of what I want to do. Does not mean I will do what you want me to do. It does not mean that, oh, I made money this year, so I should go and buy myself a Ferrari. It does not excite me at all, right? So understand what you're doing. It's very important that you should invest your money, but to invest your money, you need to save money. So out of 10 lakhs, are you able to save 9 lakhs or are you able to save 1 lakh? For whatever, I'm not even commenting whether it is right or wrong. I'm just commenting. Look at the consequences of what happens. Suppose you're earning 10 lakhs and you're able to save 7 lakhs. What happens is that 7 lakhs goes and it starts compounding. The advantage is suddenly you have your portfolio appreciating and getting dividend incomes or some kind of a passive income. So here you're putting 7 lakhs and creating passive income. So out of that, let us assume for a minute that you get 10,000 per 10% return. So that is 70,000. Now, one very important thing about financial freedom which people don't understand, your passive income need not be able to replace your current income. It has to be enough for your expenses. So suppose you're earning 10 lakhs and you're spending 2 lakhs and you're doing something else with 1 lakh and you have 7 lakhs saved. Out of which 70,000 rupees is coming to you as income. And that is tax free for a minute. Let us assume it is tax free for a minute. So you need to live well. You need only 3 lakhs. So you've already created 70,000. So you have 2,30,000 to be created. If you continue in the same vein, then you realize that every year if you're creating 70,000, just 4 or 5 years, then you have enough money to be able to say you're financially free, you're financially independent, or what Taleb calls the FU money, the fuck you money, right? You can go and tell your boss, I'm not coming from tomorrow. What's your age? 28, 29. And you are financially free. I'm not even suggesting that you retire early. Your 30 is not a great age to retire, though of course there are people who retire at 30. Retirement normally in these cases does not mean that you do nothing. It just means you do something of your choice without worrying too much about whether it will pay. When I started training, doing training in the year 2001, 2002, I had no clue whether training would pay. Then when I started, I realized that training doesn't pay. Just doesn't pay initially at least. Then you have a choice of whether to continue with that or say, no, this is desperate, I can't do this, I have to now take up a full-time job. You are not pressurized to do that. That is the advantage of having created wealth. And it can happen even by inheritance. I know one family where each of the children is going to inherit approximately 20 crores, right? There are 6 children and each one is going to get about 20 crores. Does their lifestyle need 20 crores? The answer is no, they need maybe 2 crores, which means all the children now have a choice of whether to work, right? That choice is available. It doesn't mean they will all exercise and say, oh, we will sit at home and do nothing. That is not likely to happen. It is an industrialist family where they sold some assets and they are going to distribute the money. This money will definitely get invested. It is not as though those children will say, now I need not work. That is not going to happen. But yes, that option is available. If somebody wants to say, I want to do meditation, I want to be peaceful, I want to do this, I don't want to pursue a full-time career, that option exists. But to reach there, you need to save well. Save well and invest well. But saving is far more difficult and to learn than investing. If you don't understand investing, no problem. Put money in an index fund, take a term insurance, and then learn the most important word in investing, no. Whenever anybody offers you a product, just say no, right? So to reach that stage, you have to save well. So let me repeat. Saving is more important than investing, because investing can be learned and investing can be outsourced, and investing can be just putting money in an index fund. Doesn't require too much brains to do that, right? So you can do all that, but learning how to save and seeing what is the maximum you can save is far more important, because you can outdo all your friends and rivals by a huge ratio if you live frugally and save well. But outperforming an investor who is got maybe more professional help, etc., is going to be difficult. Not that you are in competition, but you need some number to compare. So if you hear that in India, on an average, a person earning 10 lakhs saves about 2 lakhs a year, you can feel good that you are saving 7 lakhs a year. But you need some benchmark to know how much to save. That's what I'm saying. So learn to save. That is more important. And it's very important that when people troll me for this video, I'm going to have fun. So thank you.